In this video, we will include a brief description of the 6+1 traits of writing. Idea development is usually taught first when you are teaching the 6+1 traits of writing. Idea development begins when students select an idea for their writing. If you are teaching narrative writing or how to write a story, you might ask students to choose their favorite holiday celebration and write a story about it. Students might brainstorm ideas before selecting one to develop into a written piece. Idea development also involves narrowing the scope of a writing piece. Children often want to tell you everything. Going back to our holiday celebration example, a child might write about every single thing they did on their favorite Thanksgiving instead of giving you the highlights like what they did with their family or what they ate for dessert. We have to teach students how to rein it in or keep their writing focused. Idea development further involves helping students develop their writing by adding meaningful and enriching details. Organization involves several aspects. Good writing usually has a good beginning, and we call this the hook. A hook can be an interesting first sentence or even an entire first paragraph that grabs the reader and makes them want to continue reading. Organization also involves teaching children how to structure their writing in a logical fashion. For example, when you teach narrative writing, you would teach students how to order their sequence of events from beginning, middle, and end. Organization also involves including transitions when students shift from one event to the next or from one topic to the next. Well-organized writing also has a satisfactory ending or conclusion that ties the writing together. Voice can be hard to define, but it basically means writing that shows off the writer's personality and has a clear tone. You might be familiar with the picture book Alexander and the No Good, Horrible, Very Bad Day. That book is a great example of voice because the author clearly shows us Alexander's grumpy personality and dissatisfaction with just about everything in his life. On the other hand, writing that lacks voice can seem flat and boring. Word choice refers to when the writer chooses just the right word that can create a clear picture in the mind of the reader. For example, I took a walk this morning. If I told you I walked briskly, you get a better picture in your mind of how I walked. Adding the adverb briskly helped create this picture. The traits of voice and word choice often overlap because when we use interesting words, we can infuse our writing with more personality and feeling. Sentence fluency has several elements. It involves sentences that are varied in length. When every sentence in a written piece is very short, it sounds choppy. But on the other hand, when every sentence is very long and wordy, the writer's message can get lost. In addition, sentence fluency means the writer is varying the beginnings and endings of sentences. Writing sounds bad when every sentence starts with something like I said, or I thought, or then. Good sentence fluency involves using different sentence types. These are declarative sentences, or statements, interrogative sentences, which are questions, imperative sentences, which involve commands, and exclamatory sentences, which are exclamations like yay or yippee. Sentence fluency requires using the appropriate syntax or word order, making sure sentences are carefully worded and not awkward sounding, and writing in a way that has rhythm or sounds really good when it's read out loud. Conventions refers to elements of writing such as spelling words correctly, using the proper grammar, capitalizing the first word in a sentence in proper nouns, and using appropriate punctuation like periods, question marks, exclamation points, semicolons, and commas. Presentation is considered the +1 of the 6 traits because it was added after the original 6 were identified. Presentation means legible, neat handwriting, selecting a font that is easy to read if you're typing, including margins, including spaces between lines so it's easier to read, and if applicable, selecting appropriate and relevant graphics.